From running multiple businesses, I found that there's 3 best services to run that literally feel like you're getting too much work. This also means too much money, too many contacts to sell your other services to, so you want to stick around and find out which of these services would suit you best and comment it down below. Starting off with the first service, I'm going to say mobile detailing, and now none of these services are in order of exactly which one is going to get more recurring work than others. It is just to go and say that these are the best services that I have found. They get a lot of the more recurring work. Now, this could be for a wide variety of reasons. I would say that a lot of them are going to have to do with customers not wanting to do it themselves. Maybe they have a little bit of extra cash and they can pay you to do it, or also some of them is because they don't want to mess it up. It's a service that you're providing to a customer that you're an expert in, or you're at least decent and have more common knowledge than somebody who's never done it before, so they want to make sure that it's getting done correctly. But I'm going to say that's not 100% the case with all of these 3. Number 1, going with mobile detailing, I'm going to say that mobile detailing is not something that people don't do because they don't feel like they have the common knowledge to do it. I think that mobile detailing is specifically bought a lot more because, number 1, it's extremely normalized. Mobile detailing, or people getting their cars detailed by professionals, quote unquote, has become so common and so popular. The pricing is not super extreme. You can get a pretty good clean and good quality, and this is something that customers, after they get used to a certain level of clean that their car is, almost all of them are always going to come back and want you to do it again. They begin letting their car go beyond a certain extent that they don't have to clean it anymore because they know now that, okay, I know a guy that's really good that's going to come through and make sure that every time I get in the vehicle, it feels incredible. I believe that this service more so comes down to it being so recurring because people are just lazy. They could just spend $10 and go and get the basic services done themselves at some car wash. They could do it, but they don't want to. Also, it's a little bit inconvenient. People work all day. They don't want to go and clean their car after, and depending how bad they let it get, they would rather have a professional come in and do it, and they would literally never go back. But that being said, it's a service that is affordable by any means. A lot of people that have a little bit of money are going to be able to pay for this luxury, and trust me, their car is not just going to get dirty every single day. It's going to get dirty every week, month, and they're going to have you back decently often. And coming in at number 2, I'm going to say lawn care. I have made so many videos about how recurring lawn care work is incredible, and it actually made it so hard for me to run a lawn care business back in the day whenever I had a couple people helping me out to do jobs, but you get so much work that it's overwhelming. Now you're having to manage 30 yards a week, 40, 50, even 60 yards a week because you're getting so many people. And you have to remember, 40, 50, 60 yards might not sound that crazy to you, but lawn care is one of those services that need to be done maybe every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maximum a month. More people than often are going to be having their person come out and cut their grass multiple times a month, especially during the summertime. You have to imagine how many times you're hitting the exact same houses, catching a payment from those exact same houses, and these people, if they're not cutting their grass now and you've been coming for weeks, you're going to be having them for months, years. This is 100% one of the most incredible recurring services that are even out there. I can tell you there are never going to be a lack of homeowners, never going to be a lack of people that do not want to go and cut their grass, and it's always going to be growing endlessly. Not to mention the clear bonus of how affordable lawn care is, or just having somebody come out and cut your grass. Most of the people are not going to be charging $70, $80, $90 a yard. You're going to be getting charged $40 a yard, $45, upwards of maybe $60 to $65. It all depends on the size of your yard, but I would say that you are probably going to be likely to pay that if you didn't want to cut your grass every week and you had some extra change. This goes back to my point in the beginning. This is not a service that is so widely used and acquired and recurring because people are afraid of how bad they're going to do, or they're not going to know as much as the guy that knows how to cut grass. Anybody could figure out how to cut their lawn, but it's about laziness and opportunity. And last but not least, you have a service like pressure washing. The thing about pressure washing is exactly what I talked about in the beginning. I believe that this is one of those services that not everybody is just going to go and provide themselves to their own house. Number 1, not everyone owns a pressure washer. Not everyone has a reason to own a pressure washer, and especially because there's so many of these pressure washing businesses out there, all of the homeowners are eventually going to need some sort of house wash, roof wash, and if they even care about their house, they're going to get their concrete cleaned as well. This is 100% by far a service that if I was a homeowner, I wouldn't even provide to myself, and I would leave it to a professional. I would never go and try to house wash my house, not knowing what I was doing, or my concrete. Maybe the concrete, that's something that would be a little bit easier to figure out, but definitely not my roof and definitely not my house. The only unfortunate part about this entire service is the fact that it's not going to be recurring in the way that lawn care is as common. It's going to be extremely recurring because after you've already come and serviced somebody's house, surely they're going to have you out in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years, whatever it may be, and you're going to have this client for a long time. But it is not recurring to a basis of weeks and months. Unless your customer has multiple houses in their holding, I wouldn't expect to be doing pressure washing jobs for the same customer weekly or monthly. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, click the link down below to join my school community. I have 6+ full-length courses in there describing to you every single possible angle of how to start a can cleaning business, mobile detailing business, my entire Facebook strategy that I've landed tens of thousands of dollars with zero ad spend. Also, an entire course on on how to traverse the financial markets from somebody who makes thousands of dollars a month inside the markets, and a course on how I talk to customers and sell them personally with my actual messages and my before and after pictures that I use to land them. Once again, click the link down below and join my Skool community today, and join something where there's a ton of other like-minded individuals trying to do the same exact thing as you that you can talk to and message daily.